I was so glad that we got to see a stepmother character in like one of these coming of age films that wasn't just this evil person in disguise. So like how like just thrilling was it to actually give like an accurate portrayal of what stepmothers can be, and what did you find most relatable about Heidi?
Well, I have been, I would like to say, a loving, warm, connected stepmom for 11 years in my real life, to a beautiful young woman who's now 24. But when I met her, she was about 12 years old, named Jasper. So I have also been sort of probably like many people, like, when are we going to get to see the portrayal of, a stepmom who is not the sort of like evil, crazy one, and then Heidi came along, and there were so many similarities, to be honest, between her and myself. The first time I met Jasper, I was like this like crazy spastic version, which I brought a lot of that into Heidi, which was like, I met Jasper at lunch and I was saw her and I was like, "Hi, I'm Kate. It's so nice to meet you." And like, "Oh, please sit down. What do you like? Oh, do you want to get this? We get that." Just like this like bizarre sort of like, basically like desperately wanting her to like me, and I just thought, I really wanted to bring all of that reality to Heidi. And she was already written on the page as such a like lovely human. But I was excited to bring in like a lot of my real life experiences to her.
Awesome. And your character is also dealing with a lot. She has a newborn, and her
Hmm.
husband is just so focused on his career. And there's a very real issue where parenting isn't like really divvied up, and all the
Right.
stress falls on one parent. So, how glad were you to, portray this in, a very mature manner?
One of the things I love so much about how Sophia Alvarez, the director, how she approached the characters was like allowing people to be flawed. You know what I mean? And allowing the dynamics between characters to have a very sort of realistic nature to it. Like, how many people are in a parenting situation where one person feels like they're doing so much more than the other, and then one person feels like they have to focus on the work and whatever it might be. And how you have to communicate through those things in order to find a healthy space, in order to raise, your little ones. And then yes, you meet Heidi and she's like bouncing on this ball, like holding her newborn, and Auden walks in and she's like, my character's had like no sleep and she has this newborn baby and she's like not feeling much help from her husband, and she's just like a total, crazy person in that moment. But I love to be able to kind of follow her arc, um and like one of my favorite moments to in playing Heidi was when she kind of has that like breakdown, and Auden walks in and becomes like the person who really starts kind of putting the pieces together to be able to help connect the family, um and it's realistic. It's like the amount of times that I'm very close with Jasper's, my own stepdaughter's biological mom, the amount of times that her dad and her biological mother and myself like all rallied together to kind of figure out family moments was, not so far off from this movie. So if my real most important role in life was to be like a really great stepmom, which I've tried every day to do and will do every day for the rest of my life. You know, Playing a very realistic version of a stepmom was very important to me as well.